All right, we are live. Let's let everyone start to join. All right, we've already got a few people in, starting to roll up. Oh, wow, that was a big
So
jump.
much suspense. Who could the winners be?
I know. We had a big holiday break leading up to this, so there was a lot of time to stew on it.
Definitely. Get that holiday inspiration.
That's very true, too.
All
Judges,
those
was everyone...
projects you had rolling on your mind all year, and then like the holiday comes and everyone else is relaxing and you're like jamming so hard to get your idea out there.
How are things at RapidDev going into the holidays? Were you guys packed?
Yeah, it's always busy. Everyone, like, that's what I mean. Like, people come up with ideas that they've been thinking about for the fall, but the fall was too busy. So they're like, okay, holidays, this is it. Now let's get this started. Let's start 2026 the right way. So yeah, it's always a busy time this time of year.
Definitely. How about you guys at Bubble? How was the holiday sprint? I know at Contra things did not stop for a while. It was all guns blazing going into the holidays.
Yeah, I mean, people tend to keep building over the holidays. I mean, it depends. We have two kind of users. Some of them, are very active on vacation. Some of them take a break, but that keeps us busy regardless. So that's why we do this.
All for when the inspiration strikes.
Yep.
All right, we got about 30 people, and where is everyone joining in from? I know we're Tuesday, right after when some people are getting back into the flow of things. I'm wondering what everyone's doing around the world. Usually takes like 5-10 seconds for the comments to come in. So excuse us if we're a minute late to responding. Oh yeah, fellow Canadian. Love it. Costa Rica. Oh, that's much nicer weather than we're getting in the New York, Toronto area right now.
Right.
Nigeria. Okay, very cool.
Don't you love how global this is? Like people all over the world. No Contra, no Bubble. Isn't it awesome? Incredible.
Yeah, it's really good.
Awesome. Oh,
yeah, we have New Jersey, so I guess someone gets it.
Nice.
It's great. All right. Oh, Brazil. Wow, we're really covering every continent at this point. Cool. Let's jump into it. What do you all think? I think we're getting a good amount of people here. I think we're ready to get the ball rolling. All right. So, Ben, do you want to take this one away?
Yeah, sure. What's up, everyone? And thank you, Sean, for emceeing. And big shout out to the Bubble team for hosting a challenge on Contra. Hopefully many more to come, but this was amazing. The submissions were crazy. If you don't know Contra, we are a new network for creativity. It's a place where you can be a part of the creative current, completely commission-free. I know Matt from RapidDev pretty well, been following him for years. He's a power user on Contra, so love to see him judging this competition. And we've been partnered with Bubble for forever, and we're finally starting to really hit a stride. So this is super, super exciting. But yeah, really big shout out to the Bubble team for hosting this. And I can't wait for everyone to see the submissions. So back to you, Sean.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. Great way to introduce Contra. And then now I'll pass it over to Emmanuel. Let's hear about Bubble.
Yeah, very excited to be here as well. We've been doing a lot of things with Contra over the years. I think there is a very natural fit in terms of audience with the tool that we offer and the community that Contra has built. So for people who are not fully aware what Bubble is about, so we've been empowering non-technical people to build their applications for more than a decade now. So it's been quite a while. Started with web apps, and today we can also build native applications as of last year. So we now have like a full suite of full solution to build customer-facing apps for your businesses, side projects, internal tools, external tools. We started in 2012 with a strong opinion that programming should be visual, and so basically something that is what you see and what you get. And of course, over the last 16 months, we've been adding a natural language component through AI, so that now you can modify your application not only with your mouse and really build your application visually, but also with an agent where you can start describing in natural language where you want, and we start building things for you automatically with AI. Last thing I would say that makes us a little bit different from a lot of the tools that people use today to build prototypes is that we're not built for prototypes, we build for production, and we allow people to host everything on our platform. So our product is what you interact with the web. It is also the platform that ensures that your application can run, and so that you don't need to worry about DevOps or anything like this. And very excited to be here.
Awesome. Absolutely love it. I actually learned a few things myself about Bubble there, so that was super informative. All right. And now the judges. I know, Emmanuel, you just kind of jumped into things, but
yes,
pass it back to you.
Yeah, I'll just say very excited to be judging. The submissions were great. Whenever we run this kind of competitions, there's a lot of creativity that is being shown by people. And so, yeah, I've been founder and co-CEO of Bubble for 13 years now and excited to be a judge.
Awesome. And Theo.
Cool. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Emmanuel. Really excited to be here. My name is Theo. I work on all things partnerships at Bubble, and I've been working pretty closely with Sean, Ben, and the Contra team as we start to kind of ramp up the partnership and try to do more together to activate the community. Super excited about Contra, how much you guys have grown in 2025 and like what's in store for 26. And I just think it's a very, very exciting opportunity for Bubble users. One of the things I do on the partnerships team is I work with professional developers, so freelancers, agencies, full-time developers. We're always looking for great projects and great clients, and so excited to work together and yeah, judge the hackathons. Hackathons are super fun. It's the first one we're doing with Contra. We've done, I think, 4 this year, so we're really starting to kind of like doing those because it's, as Emmanuel said, like we see the creativity, we see all the types of apps that are built, and people are pushing the limits of the platform. And as we continue to like improve the platform, embed AI, people keep pushing the bar to kind of what can be built. This is the shortest hackathon we've done. It was 7 days. Usually we do like 2 weeks, a month, or even 2 months for our mobile one. So it was cool to see what people could build like so quickly. So yeah, excited to be here. I'll pass it off to you, Matt.
Yeah, nice to meet you all. I'm Matt. I'm CEO of RapidDev. We're a development agency, and we're helping people build their production apps, both mobile, web, AI-powered, and AI agents. We've been partners with Bubble for a long time. When I first discovered Bubble, it blew my mind. And there's so many people around the world using Bubble. It's incredible to see everyone here. But we're helping entrepreneurs, helping business owners get their production apps ready. And big shout out to Contra. If you use Upwork, I don't understand why you use Upwork. You got to use Contra. It's so good, so much better. Out with the old, in with the new. Excited to be here. Excited to talk about the winners and a lot of the other ideas we saw in the competition today.
Got to get more hype quotes like that from Matt. I think that was a great way to hype up Bubble and Contra. Love it. Thank you. All right. And now we can jump into the next slide. So the challenge itself, it was super fun. One thing that really stood out about this one was there was no first place, second place, third place winner. Really, the quality of submissions was amazing all around. And the Bubble team decided to take a bit of a different approach and really highlight best of different categories. So Theo, I would love to pass it back to you and hear a little bit more about what really inspired the challenge. You mentioned a little bit that this is your first one on Contra and you ran a few already, but what was really the mindset behind it?
Yeah, for sure. So like, again, we've done a few of those. I think we've played around with like different types of like price structures. As Emmanuel said, we've been continuing to roll out more and more AI features, and AI is like such an exciting and fun topic these days because the landscape is changing so fast. So we had to have AI in there, which is why we kind of, one of the prize was kind of best use of AI. Kind of a funny one because there's like you need to use AI to build on Bubble, but you can also build AI powered apps on Bubble. So a lot of users did both, and so the best use of AI is continuing to show like just how powerful Bubble is and how powerful Bubble can get once you like start to combine it with, large language models. So that was best use of AI. Design is another like fun one for us. Bubble, like traditionally, been around for 12 years, as Emmanuel said, and like the first power users of Bubble, because it's such a powerful platform, were not necessarily like designers. They were like very good with spreadsheet or logic or database, and so they weren't building like the prettiest app. I would say in the early years, maybe it was because it wasn't that easy, and then it became a lot better and a lot easier. But we weren't seeing the design quality bar go up, and I think it was just because we had to educate our market and also like attract a lot more designers to come in and build with Bubble, which is another reason why we're excited about like working with Contra here, because I think you guys have a design heavy kind of community, and so always cool to continue to show like what can be built when you push the boundary of like UI UX and what you can do on Bubble. And then the third one, most impactful solution. Like there's a lot of different apps you can build for a lot of different like use case or reasons, but like build an MVP that we could use this afternoon after this call, right? So this is kind of how we came up with that third category. We wanted like a practical, impactful app that like could actually be turned into something useful very, very quickly. That's I guess a good overview of the categories.
Yeah, and I think one thing that also stood out is how you mentioned that in the past it was very like hands-on, and like it was really like a bit of a process, like having to spend like multiple weeks, maybe a month on the hackathon submission. But just the quality we saw like from the 7-week sprint, I think is also not only a testament to the Bubble users and everyone. 7 day, yeah, exactly. Everyone who participated, but also the power of Bubble. I think that was like a really cool way to highlight like what can be done in like a sprint. And it's not like any of these projects just disappear after the 7 days. Like they're still there for people to work on and expand upon. So super cool all around.
Yep.
All right. So kind of just talked about it a little bit, but the submissions themselves, I think one thing that really stood out to me throughout this process and like keeping an eye on everything that was being submitted was the versatility. Sometimes, when we look at different challenges of different types, like maybe it's very one niche, like a lot are design focused, or a lot are like really taking inspiration from a similar idea. But I think one thing that was really cool here was how many different ideas there were all around of like the types of apps being built. So like I saw a like quiz that was really like cool to look at, that was about like picking the best dog breed for you. I saw another one that was targeting like helping the elderly essentially look at and review documentation, and really translate those documents in a way that's easier to understand. So overall, really awesome. And I would love to know what everyone here on the panel with me thought about the submissions throughout the process.
I'll jump in. Like the huge variety. So you have like your AI powered apps, and then you have apps that are clearly not worried about too much about the design, but then you got these other ones that are super beautiful. Wait until you guys see the design award. It's like, whoa, like so creative, especially in a world today where there's so many cookie cutter designs out there. So just like the wide variety of like utility, design, the AI, like I'm really excited about mine. I can't wait to talk about it, but I can't give it away accidentally, but I'll stop there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Theo already gave quite some context on our history about design. Like in the early years, we didn't have a lot of designers building on the platform, and seeing some of the apps were like really stunning. Was something really, really cool to see. But as Matt is saying, the diversity of what we've seen is really, really exciting.
Yep, and kind of echoing what Matt, Emmanuel, and Sean said. I was a little nervous when the Contra team was like, we don't run like more than 7-day challenges. It like we recommend 7 days, and I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And it is true that in the past, like when we ran like a month-long challenge, like no one built for the first 2 weeks, right? People wait until the end to kind of start building. So they did kind of build in a week. But I was like, okay, it is the first time like we're doing such a short challenge, and like it was really, really cool to see how like I think it added momentum for everyone. Like kick off on Thursday, you build during the weekend, you like finalize like on Monday, Tuesday, and then you're done. And so it was cool to see kind of the momentum, the velocity, and the community kind of come together and be like, yeah, let's do it. And yeah, like the different types of application super cool. Excited to talk about my
Some of
day.
these could be like real businesses, guys. Like, imagine if we didn't pick the winner and they end up being a unicorn. Like, we're gonna look like really bad judges. But I think some of you got some real legs. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fate of early stage apps, right? VCs can say that as well.
True.
Ben, anything you want to jump in with there? It looked like you were going to say something.
Yeah, I definitely think it's just a testament to how powerful Bubble has become. I've been following Bubble for forever. I've used Bubble. I remember when I was thinking about the very first versions of Contra, I was using Bubble. And then I've seen just so many businesses be launched with Bubble for their version 1. And now you can basically use Bubble for the entire life cycle of the business. I think the coolest app that I've seen lately that's now like, I think they raised money even, was this app called Meme Lord. I don't know if all of you follow it, but completely built on Bubble, really crazy app. And like, it's just like the UX is great. So I think the fact that
they raised 3 million a few months ago, I think.
Yeah, that was awesome to watch.
So, 7 days, you can build a business. That's pretty incredible. And I think, this is just the beginning. So I don't know, super excited. So yeah.
All right. And I think that's a great way to jump into things. So before we get into our top 3, as everyone was mentioning, there were so many great submissions. So we had to pick an honorable mention, and that would be Will. Theo, you want to take this away?
Yeah, happy to. So when we were reviewing the apps, I mean, there were a lot of great apps. Will's app stood out. Like, unfortunately, I think the submission was incomplete. So hopefully we'll do more challenges, and hopefully, Will, you can participate. We got like a video demo, but we're missing a link to the app, and but I think that's okay. I think the bigger problem is this app was an existing app that I think will polish for the challenge, which is super awesome to see. But this time we wanted like net new apps. I think it's super interesting, and it kind of makes me think probably in future challenges we should maybe like have challenges where like pick whatever project you have and just polish it and submit. But Will here built like I don't know who's familiar with Granola here, which is kind of the newest kind of best-in-class AI note taker tool that has been blowing up over the past 18 months. But he built like a Granola type app, and you'd have to zoom here to see, but the post is on Contra, so maybe we can share it in the chat as well. But like the app is super impressive, very, very clean, and like when I first saw it, I was like there's no way you built that in a week. And then it turned out it was like it was a much bigger app that like Will had started working on like earlier in the quarter. But yeah, super awesome app. Feel free to check out the submission. I think the Contra team just dropped it in the chat, so wanted to give it a shout out.
Love it.
The thing with this stuff, guys, like our organization spends so much money on call recorders. It's like ridiculous. Like, I'm like, what are we doing here? Because at the end of the year, we kind of like clean up all our subscriptions, and we're like, why are we spending so much on like 3 different call recorders that are all like just sitting in each other's meetings, recording each other? So even though like some of these ideas are like, oh, they that exists, like you can do so much different like little tweaks to it to make it unique for a different type of ICP.
Yeah,
I think that's a great call out too for like bubble challenges, every challenge in general. You don't need to necessarily think of something net new. You can just kind of expand on something that you already use and almost like fill the gaps of what pain points you have using that type of app. So I think that's a great opportunity, especially for any future bubble challenges or any like other challenges where you're trying to think of something to build. You can always do something that already exists. There's nothing preventing you from doing that. And I think Will's submission here is a testament to that.
Yep.
All right. And now we do have 3 winners to announce. Just a reminder, we got our best design, most innovative, and also best use of AI. So with that being said, we're going to jump back to Theo to kick us off. And we have a little drum roll in the background.
The first of the 3 winners is about to be revealed, and it is Marco. Really excited to share this one. Actually DM Marco on LinkedIn, I think, as he was building this, because Marco was building in public and so sharing updates on LinkedIn, which is really cool to see. Marco built a product that's called LLM Bench, where essentially you can compare a prompt on various LLMs. Right? We were just talking about the power of integrating Bubble with large language models to see the quality of the output, but also the cost of the output. As more and more people use more and more of these large language model, this just looks like an awesome tool. I think, Marco, you started with ChatGPT, the ChatGPT API, then you added Claude, and then you were like, okay, I have 6 hours, but I'll also add Gemini and Grok, and so you ended up like integrating 4 LLMs. You can see here in the GIF what the output looks like. So really awesome use of AI, obviously, like I think highly relevant in today's world, and also like seems like a tool that has like a lot of potential. There's probably a lot more LLMs to integrate here, but yeah, it was really exciting to see. So congrats, Marco, on winning Best Use of AI.
Great breakdown. And actually, fun fact, you'll be able to hear from Marco about how he built it in a little bit.
I didn't want to reveal. Okay, cool. Nice. I wasn't sure if I could. Thanks.
No, you definitely can. Yeah, so you'll hear all about kind of like the vision behind this. All right. And Matt, we have our next one. Most innovative solution.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Who is it? Oh boy, Eliza. Nice. Congratulations, man. So I was going through all the submissions. I'm like, oh man, this is like a super tough choice. What do I do? And then I saw this one, and it like instantly clicked, because I'm like, I was just done watching a YouTube video, and I'm like, oh man, this is like so long. I wish like I could just kind of get the cliff notes, right? So what this thing does is clip viral. You upload either your own YouTube video or somebody else's YouTube video, and it'll break it into shorts, right? So like maybe you want some of that information just like quickly summarized and get like the quick bullet points, or maybe you want to like take those shorts and put them out on social media, which we do all the time. And so like I'm constantly like on YouTube, just like listening to things, always learning, right? And so this is like a major hack, right? To be able to take either my own content. You know what I'm going to do right after this meeting? I'm going to take this meeting, put it into this app, right? Cut it up and find the best moments for us. So this is awesome. I love it. Congratulations, man. I know there's other tools out there that do this kind of thing, but if you zoom in and you actually play with it, you can see it came out really nice. It has the transcripts, which is awesome, because like sometimes you want to like read real quick rather than listen to everything. So really nice form factor, looks good, very functional, actually has a big impact. I like it.
And built in 7 days. I think that's another thing to highlight.
Like, I don't know, in the world, guys, like 7 days, man, you're a maniac. I love it.
Yeah, when I saw this one, I was like, this is cool. There's no way it's gonna work. And then I go through the demo, I tried the tool, and I was like, oh, it actually works. The app is here. I got 3 clicks. I was like, this is cool. This is a cool one for sure.
It's always the best moment when the concept's cool, but then it also, is held up when you actually demo it and test it out. So excited to see where Eliza takes this in the future as well. All right. And our final one, best design. I think that speaks for itself. We'll pass it over to Emmanuel.
Excited to take that one. As I said, I mean, beautifully designed applications have something very special for me, because in the early years I was looking for them, and now we see much more. And so excited to be the one announcing this winner. So without further ado, I'll let you go to the next slide and congratulate Bosque for the game, the role-play game he's built, like Dungeon Text, which is very entertaining. I went through a few flows myself, like playing with it a little bit, where you can basically be in an office or the like more edgy places and start, having like role-play situations through the app that is, as I said, beautifully built. And making a pretty cool use of AI. I mean, AI is good at generating text, but you sometimes have to be a little bit more prescriptive about what you want to get something that actually works. And I think he did a very cool job here. So congratulations, very unique design. We haven't seen many apps built like that. And that's definitely one thing that stood out for us, and for me in particular when I looked at it. But that shows that you can do a lot of things without code today. Including creating role-play games that we haven't seen often on Bubble. So very, very excited, and congratulations.
Yeah, for me, it was one of those, like, this built on Bubble.
Yeah, exactly. It took some time. Like, it was not obvious at first. Like,
yeah. Congrats.
Awesome. And now, as I mentioned, we have an opportunity to actually hear from a couple of our winners. So again, a lot of the submissions here were great. We saw a lot of different talent, but it's also great to learn tips and tricks, like how everyone who actually had a winning submission really put it together and was able to come out with a product that essentially won some cash prize. So first, we will bring up Marco, and he'll be on stage in a second. Here we go.
Hello, guys. I hope everybody hears me good.
You're all good.
Marco.
Congrats. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for this prize. I'm very happy that you choose my app. Actually, this is also kind of like a prototype and less than 7 days built app. It lasted for 7 days, but I had just maybe 2 or 3 days to work on it because of all the other, December gets a bit crazy in agency. But the app is there. Short introduction, I'm Marco from Eterna, and basically we are running an agency, kind of like a product studio. We are developing applications for different users, and I say this year, for all of my apps that I created, that I worked on, there was at least one AI integration, being it just something that is really necessary for the whole process or something that is just kind of like nice to have and nice to sound, like the AI made app. But each time I had to integrate Claude, ChatGPT, OpenAI, just to see, which one is the best for this use case, for this application. Because, there is a lot of this kind of like benchmarks, like industry benchmarks that can tell you like, this is the best one for coding, like Claude is the best for coding, ChatGPT best for general stuff. But when it comes to your individual prompt, maybe it's not the best one. Maybe this different one is the best one. It takes me a lot of time to integrate all of this. So I wanted to build this app for myself so that I can use it in my own client projects. And then I heard about the Contra and Bubble challenge with the AI tool, with the AI builder from Bubble. And I was like, okay, maybe it's time to revisit it again, because I did use the Bubble AI like in the beginning when it was released. And it was, to be honest, it was not so good in terms of visually what it could bring to you. But this in December I tried it again, and because it was built on latest Claude model, the results were amazing, almost ready to what you see in the end. Then I just one tip that I used is that I put my initial prompt and idea into Claude, because I worked with Claude the most. I told him, okay, I'm building something for Bubble Challenge. Give me a good prompt for this kind of app. Then it kind of helped to kind of streamline the full prompt. And then the results were really good. I can say really a lot of things were already there. Also, some more advanced features that I didn't even look for. But it was amazing. I decided, okay, this is good enough. I can try this. Then it took me a couple of days just to sort everything out, to connect APIs together with OpenAI and with Claude. But then I realized, okay, if there was 2 more, it would be much better. There was not so much time. I was speaking with Theo. There was not so much time because of December client work, but we said, okay, we got to do it. And somehow a bit of late night work, we got it working, and I'm actually very happy with where it is, and the fact that you guys recognize it as the best use of AI, which is actually the nature of this app, which is basically to test different AIs and see which one is best for each use case. I'm really happy to see that, and I can say, guys, that this prize will be definitely invested in this product to develop it much more, and hopefully to bring it to much wider audience and bring much more different other models, and maybe also going into audio and video and image. There is big plans for this app, but I like the fact that you choose it, and it gives it a bit more credibility for this. Exactly.
That's awesome. That's super awesome. I was gonna just jump in with a question, but you already answered it. I was like this is really impressive, and seems like it would be really useful. So are you going to do anything with the product? And not only are you planning to continue to work on this, but also 100%. Investing the prize money. That's super awesome to see. We've done a lot of hackathons this year, and I think we want to do more next year. And what I think is exciting for us is seeing what can happen, because again, as Emmanuel was saying, Bubble is great for prototypes, but there's a lot of prototyping tools out there. But where it gets really interesting is you can scale on Bubble. To like, Ben was just talking about Meme Lord that raised 3 million. Bubble itself, right? Bubble.io is like one of the bigger apps. It has 6 million users, right? So you can really like continue to build and scale on Bubble. So it's cool to see that, Marco, you're planning to do that. Congrats again. I don't know if the other judges have questions.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I'll just jump in and say congrats, Marco. It's awesome. It's actually kind of a funny story. Like, so I was complaining how we like pay all these crazy subscriptions. We have like Grok and Claude and like everyone's like, okay, where did we put that? Where did we put that? And they all lose context in between each other, right? So we actually, it's another Bubble app. And it's similar to this, but it groups it into projects, and it's like much more centered around like teams. And so I just wanted to share with the audience, like, again, like you can take so many of these ideas and fill those voids, because like this is a huge problem for our agency. We have like 200 people who are using these tools all the time, but we lose the context between the models, we lose the context between the projects, and there's no like team collaboration. And so there's another app out there built on Bubble, production ready. Our entire company, 200 people are using it. It came out super nice. And Marco, I hope, I wish you the best with this one too. It looks really exciting. It's working well with the other one we have. So I think that this definitely has legs. There's a market for it for sure.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. And hopefully your agency will be one of the users if it gets with more models inside.
Love it. All right. Thanks so much, Marco. And we will be in touch. All right.
Congrats.
And now for our next winner, we have Eliza.
Eliza, here we are. Champion.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for choosing me for this category. It was really a surprise for me, but very happy and how this turned out. Matt mentioned that how he did this in 7 days. It was actually just 3 days because I found out about the challenge too late, and I was like, there is no way that I'm making this up. But this was actually a tool I was looking to build for myself, because like Matt say, I wanted to use it to create content about podcasts, motivation of other YouTubers, and use it to clip that content. I use it in social media. So it was like, okay, I'm going to try AI because I almost never used it before. I was reading about the tips to prompt. I took those advices, take it to ChatGPT. I went to build this app, made me a good prompt, and the design is like 99% built by Bubble AI. The logo, it was amazing. The logo, it was like, I was like, wow, that logo looks good. And it was all Bubble. And then I started to make some little adjustments, create the API connection in Bubble itself. It's like what you can build these days with Bubble is amazing. It's amazing.
Wow. Okay, so for all those people out there at home who are like, I missed, it's only now I only have 6 days. I can't possibly build an app in 6 days or 5 days. What am I gonna do? No excuses, right? Here we got proof. 3 days. I can't believe you did this in 3 days, man. Oof. My only ask is that you don't charge me too much when I subscribe. Okay? Do I get like honorary for life subscription?
Well, yeah, it was 3 days and not even full time because I have a job. So in the afternoons, in the nights.
Wow. There we go. No excuses out there. Okay, everyone's got so many excuses for everything. Here we got proof. Yeah, no excuses.
It's like the pressure you need to actually build something in a short time and just put it out there. And just saying now that it was selected is like the impulse I need to keep building it and put it out there for people, because right now it's like you can have 2 credits for free, but the app is a little expensive, so I have to put a limit there,
Yeah, of course. Got people like me just trying to like scrape YouTube and generate tons of millions of clips.
Imagine that.
Well, congratulations, man. It came out great. Power to you, and keep going strong, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you already have a power user, so that's one of the big first steps.
Yeah,
right.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think reiterating what Matt was saying, what Eliza, you were saying, that's kind of one of the benefits of keeping the timeline short. It is short, but also it gives you kind of motivation to actually hop in. And I think another thing to point out is I think Marco was saying it took 4 days. Eliza was saying it took 3 days, like part-time. It really just shows one, power of bubble, but two, also you can really just build anything you want whenever you have the motivation and the idea, right? So
the power of the deadline.
Yeah, it's that the little kick to keep things going. All right. Thank you so much, Eliza. Really appreciate you jumping in, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Congrats again.
Congrats.
All right, judges, that wraps everything up. So everyone watching, what's next? There's a lot going on everywhere. I know Bubble, you just had another big launch before the holiday season. Well, I'd love to pass it over to you to talk more about that.
Yeah, first of all, thanks again to the Contra team for helping us put this together. It was really fun. It was really awesome. I'm glad we got 2 of the 3 winners to join us live. Super, super cool. I'll briefly talk about like the community and the partnership, and then I'll pass it to Emmanuel to talk about product. In terms of like, if you're not building on Bubble yet, if you're not part of the community, there's 2 call to actions here. First one is like join the conversation on Contra. I think this is probably a few months old now, but like earlier in Q4, Contra actually made like big changes to their product. There is a Contra community that was in beta for a while, but is now fully public. It's the main landing page. So if you go to contra.com, you're in the community. It's really like they're really concentrating all their effort on like building a great community of builders. And we're trying to grow Bubble on Contra and Bubble's community on Contra. So get active, talk about your build. It's a great way to be more visible, be noticed by clients, build your portfolio, get inspired. So yeah, would love to see all of you and more people talking about Bubble on the community feed of Contra. And if you're not an expert already listed on Contra, go to contra.com/bubble, and there's instruction there for how to become a listed experts. There's plenty of Bubble developers, but we have like a selected list of Bubble experts on Contra, and those are like vetted people. So if you are an expert on Bubble, go check out the requirements and apply to join. And then I'll pass it up to Emmanuel to talk a bit about like recent product updates that are top of mind.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we're working hard right now to add like a natural language layer on top of our product through AI. And so what that means is basically offer a similar experience to what you can have with vibe coding, but to generate Bubble, which I really think is the best of both worlds. Because ultimately, vibe coding is great if you know how to code, but if you don't know how to code, it's going to be challenging to debug. While what we have built over the last decade is something that is much more accessible because it's visual. And so what that means is basically 2 things. Keep pushing on the initial generation of the application. So we've launched that back in Q1 of last year. So it's been almost a year, but focusing on web because mobile was not live. And so as of 2-3 weeks ago, right before Christmas, now you can also generate the first version of your native applications through AI. So you're basically going to type a prompt in any language at the end. Currently, actually, it doesn't have to necessarily be in English. You can do that in any language. And then we're going to pre-build basically the first version of your application that then you can tweak inside the editor and eventually submit them to the different stores, which is something really exciting and something that is actually not that common. We don't have many people. You don't have many people in the market right now allowing you to build like truly native applications. So we're not talking about like a web app that's being wrapped, but it's like purely really native apps built on React Native that can both be submitted on Apple stores, the App Store from Apple, and the Google Play Store. So that's something we released recently. And then the main focus for us for the next few months is really make our agent able to do basically anything you can do with pointing and clicking in the editor should be able to be done through natural language. That way, if people prefer to just talk to the computer to get the application built, they can. And so we're iterating pretty quickly here. Now we have the initial piping that is in place so that we can add capabilities pretty quickly. So I think in 2 days, people will be able to add data types to bot interactions in the editor. Next week, it's going to be being able to build front-end workflows. So we basically keep expanding what you do. And so over the next like 3-4 months, you're going to see a lot of changes in capabilities and just quality of results you can get with the AI agent, the bubble agent, which is something really exciting. Because again, I think once we combine these both things, we get to what I would say is the best way to build software, and we're excited to be leading this.
Yeah, super exciting. A lot of releases. I know you gave a sneak peek, so now it must ship this week.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Talk about giving yourself a deadline, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, building in public. I mean, that's something that we're actually trying to push a lot. We used to do that a lot in the early years, and then for some time, I guess we became too corporate, and so we're getting back into building in public. Yeah.
I love it. That's exciting. And make sure to follow Bubble if you haven't already to follow along on that build in public. I know we're launching a lot too at the same time. So I'm excited to continue with you guys over at Bubble and continue working together on some fun events. Ben, anything from your end to add there?
No, that was huge. Congrats to all the winners who just walked away with $5,000. Huge shout out to Bubble. Great to see you, Matt, as always. Theo, Emmanuel, huge competition. And thanks again for hosting on Contra. Hopefully more to come.
Yeah, more
Thank you,
so.
Ben.
And I saw
Thank you,
your
Shan.
question asking if there's any opportunity to join the challenge. This one is done, but Bubble is always working hard on more ways to work with the community. Same with us. So keep an eye out. Again, follow Contra, follow Bubble, and keep posted for more to come.
Thank you,
All right.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
To the winners.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.